LS1. Alright, next video, for the Trans Am series, we're going to be pulling the fuel rails and the fuel injectors. We're going to be cleaning out the fuel injectors because I think there's a slight misfire in the engine. And you know, might as well be precautionary. Clean them out. Been sitting in there for about 15 years. You never know. I poured some fuel injector cleaner solution in the gas tank, you know. It's ran a little bit, but let's be extra cautious. So this will also be a tutorial on how to remove your fuel rail and get to your injectors on your LS1 for a 4th gen LS1 Firebird, whether it be Formula or Trans Am. So basically all we got to do is just disconnect everything that's connected to these fuel rails, right? 10mm nut here, 10mm nut back there, there's a 10mm nut right there, and a 10mm nut right back there, as well as all of the injector wires. I think what you do is you just push in on the clip and then it comes loose. Yeah, just like that. Off these brackets, there's wire limbs. This is supposed to be in here, but I know on this side, gotta just disconnect this real quick to get that wire loom off there. Also, I'm gonna be taking this entire assembly inside, so I'm going to be disconnecting the fuel line as well with one of those quick release tools. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blow any loose debris, dirt, leaves, dust out of here because it's kind of dirty. All right, tools you're gonna need: quick disconnect, 3/8 ratchet, the infamous 10mm, and screwdriver for assistance on the clips. So how these connections come loose is all you're gonna do is just gonna put a screwdriver in there. Just gonna pry it, pop it open like that, then you can pull your wire loom out. Important thing to note, make sure you do not lose your seals for your injector plugs, because that would be bad. I have now removed all the injectors, all the wires. The hardest one was definitely back here. Kind of have to move the wire loom out of the way and just reach your hands back in there. Oh yeah, I'm bleeding. Huh. Anyways, now we're gonna remove the 10mm bolts. Oh yeah. Righty tighty, loosey goosey. One last thing you're gonna want to do is pop your throttle cables out of this little clip and set them, kind of just tuck them back there, I guess. For this back stud back here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna loosen the nut for your throttle cable clip, and then you're gonna undo the stud for the fuel rail. All right, all of the bolts are out, or I guess you could call them studs. Went ahead and reassembled this so I don't lose anything. Now we're just gonna wiggle everything out. Maybe give a little tug on one side. Yeah, it's gonna be a process. All right, we're now gonna tug, yank, and pull. This side is now out. Yay. And don't go back in the hole, bruh. What the? Oh, wait, it's been out the entire time. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Now, we're gonna disconnect the fuel line. Pop it up and out. Yeah, sounds like a plan. That was too much work. All right, pop the fuel line off. I used the blue connection. You pop it on there, push the quick release in, and then pull the hose off. The amount of times I've done this and it not working is, it's an acquired movement. All right, now we're gonna somehow pull this up and out. All right, and we now have the fuel rail out. This is like gas. Also, I have a slight boo-boo. If you are right-handed, expect this exact part of your hand to be messed up after ratcheting underneath that lip. Now, let's take a little inspection. All right, so we're already off to a great start on this injector, all right? That one's looking beautiful. This one, you know, those aren't horrible, but I think we definitely found our culprit. Make sure to shake out all the old gas before inspection. Oh, God, shoot, dang. All right, so since I have done a couple injectors, I'd figure I would actually show you the physical process of what I do for each single one. Now, I'm probably doing it all wrong, and there's probably definitely 100% better ways to do this than what I'm doing, but this is how I did it because I am, All right, so first we're gonna start with how to get the injector off of the fuel rail. You take a screwdriver, gonna get it in behind this clip, and just kind of twist it off. And then you can just pull it off, rest by hand, pops right out. Then you're gonna pull your injector up and out. This is the hard part, all right? It's really tight on there because of the O-ring. Yank and pull till this comes out. All right, so once you pull your injector out, your O-ring is gonna be left in there. So make sure to bring that back out. Now I'm gonna take my injector, pop it in the vise. All right, so I have got my injector in here, just sitting here so it doesn't move. And I've got 2 alligator clips. I've got a drill battery, and I put 2 wires in there for the positive and the negative. It's labeled on there. Then you're gonna connect your alligator clip to one prong, and then you're gonna connect the other alligator clip to the other prong on the injector. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up tapping this on there. But that's the actuator in there going up and down. So next, got a hose that fits perfectly right over the injector like this. I've got some carb cleaner. I'm gonna fill that up. I've got my PSI. All right, I'm just gonna put this on here, give it a little tap or 2. So it's pressurized, and then give it some taps. As you can see, and now we're out of cleaner solution. And I mean, you can do more if you want. I'll do a little bit more for the purpose of the demonstration. But all right. Should be a clean injector. Now, what I'm gonna do after I do this, just to be safe, I'm just gonna take a rag. Ooh, it's kind of cold. Take a rag. I don't know if you can see or not, but it's really gunky on the end there. You can see the discoloration of all the gunk that just picked up by just wiping the end of that off. And then I'm gonna get a little bit in there where the spray is. And yeah, just clean up all the residual gunk. Get the other side too. And you put your O-ring back on, and then put it back into the fuel rail. All right, now that we're finished cleaning our injectors, we're gonna go ahead and put this thing back in and see if I did this for no reason or not. All right, now we're gonna very carefully try and position all of the injectors back into the spots they need to be. All right, so I now got all my injectors just seated in the position they need to be. Now, I doubt pushing down on the rail is gonna do much than just take it out of the spots where they were supposed to be. Just gonna put all the studs in so they're all nice and tight, or at least snug on the bracket, and then start pushing it down in so I can't lose any progress, if you know what I mean. So, there, and there. All right, let's start putting these back in, shall we? All right, now that I've got all of these tightened down, I'm gonna put your throttle cable linkage, or not linkage, throttle cable clip. I'm gonna put it back on that stud and plug all your sensor, and then you're gonna plug all your injectors back in, and then you're pretty much good to go. Got my cables back in the bracket there, got them back in the clip there. Now we're going to, might as well put our back on. There's the clip. And now we're gonna put all of our injector plugs back on. Connect these back up. It's just a matter of taking it, making sure this part that you would push on is facing the outside. And it just clips right on. So on, so forth. Then finally, we're going to clip our wire loom back into these clips. All right, I have now wrapped up everything in the engine bay. Let's see if it runs any better, or better yet, let's see if it even starts. All right, so we're gonna come into the car. Ugh. Grab the keys. Let's listen for that fuel pump. A little bit of air. Gonna prime the system since a lot of it was gone. Neutral. Clutch in. Now, that knock is still there. Pretty sure that's piston slap, as someone commented on my previous video. But, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't sound worse, so I guess that's not a bad thing. Could be the exhaust. Still smells a little rich. We'll let it warm up a little bit and then give it some revs. Not gonna lie, it kind of just smells like burnt eggs. Probably not a great thing. It also has a slight backfire now, and I can see well, the car still runs, and doesn't run bad. So I'm gonna take that as a success any day of the week. Yeah, hopefully this was informational, helpful, and informational. Enjoy, subscribe.